Okay, this is actually it's part 3 for Wednesday, April 23rd, 2020. So this is your last video for today. You may have noticed when I assigned the workbook pages, I messed up on the pages. If you did 82 and 83, that is fine. We will get to it. But what I wanted you to do is 81. No, that was right. 82 and 83. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out our workbooks. Woo, right there. And turn to page 82. Okay, on page 82, we see a comparative chart, and I made us a little Excel spreadsheet where we could fill it out together. Let me go ahead and move this over where we can all see it. Okay, and so the first one says expensive. So your comparative would be more expensive, right? And then your superlative would be the most. Okay, so see how that is your adjective. The comparative is more, but your superlative is always going to be the most. So how do we do cheap? It's not more cheap, it's cheaper. And then your superlative is going to be cheapest. Okay? All right. So now on the third one, we have friendly, and we have a Y. So we have to do something special for it. Remember, you change your Y to an I and add ER. Friendlier. Or you can say more friendly. Both are correct. And then friendlyest or most friendly. Either of those would technically be right. Okay, so for the fifth one, we have good. Well, we don't say gooder. We say better. And then best. So it's good, better, and best. So then we have new. We're going to say newer and newest. Okay? So we add the ER and then we add the EST. I'm going to move my little picture up here so you can see. Now we have heavy. Again, it's going to end in the Y, so we're going to change it to an I and add the ER. And then heaviest. All right. Let's do low, lower, lowest. So low, lower, and then lowest. Beautiful. Well, we don't say beautifuler, so it's more beautiful. And then most beautiful. And pretty, once again, we have the Y, so we want to make it an I. And then the same thing here. Prettiest. Okay, I'm gonna, if you need to stop and copy and correct these, go ahead and do that, because I'm going to scroll down and some of them will be off the screen. So if you need to stop the video and do that, go ahead. And I'm going to scroll on down. And crowded. Okay, that means like a lot of people. So we're going to say more crowded. And then most. And the same thing with comfortable. We don't say comfortabler, we say more. And then most. Okay. And nice. Nicer. Nicest. Okay. Okay. Once again, if you need to stop and make corrections and do that, and then come back and we will go over part 2. Okay, so if you haven't already, go ahead and stop the video and complete your part 2. Otherwise, let's go ahead and make the answers, and you can make any corrections. Okay, first furniture has, and we're given the word low. So it's the lowest prices of all the furniture stores. Now in these sentences, excuse me guys, remember we're always using the superlatives. We're not using the adjectives or the comparatives. All right. So Robinson's Furniture Mart has more comfortable chairs. Okay. Jay's Mart clothes are the best. Yeah. Clothes in the mall. Right? Because we're using the superlatives. Curto's has the most expensive. Appliances. In town. Right? And then number 5 says, which store has the nicest salespeople? Okay? The nicest. Bella's clothes are the prettiest in the mall. Okay, I'm going to move my little picture up here so you can see better. And let's go to number 7. The furniture at second-hand row is the cheapest in town. Okay? Go ahead and make any corrections that you need to. Stop the video because I'm going to have to scroll, and some of these will be off the screen and you won't be able to see them. Okay? So, the appliance world is the most crowded of all the appliance stores. Okay, so remember we said crowded. That can mean people, but it also can mean items. Like they might have, have you ever noticed that when you go to Walmart, the racks are closer together than when you go to Target or to Sam's Club because everything is more spread out? It could mean crowded with people or crowded with items. I'm sorry. The Super Plus TVs are the heaviest TVs in the store. All right. So those are some superlatives. Go ahead and stop your video and make corrections. And then make sure you've gotten page 83 done and come back and we will go over part 3. Okay, guys, so we're on page 83 and we're still doing the superlatives and the comparatives. So if we look at the first column, we're talking about lamps, and it has a small lamp, a smaller lamp, and then the smallest lamp. So let's look at column 2. Let me make myself smaller in the bottom of the screen so I can write the answers up here for you. And it has an expensive desk. So what would be the comparative? A more expensive desk, right? And then the superlative would be the most expensive desk. So those are your answers to the second column. So in the third column, we're comparing TVs. So your adjective, you're not giving the adjective, you're actually giving the comparative, a better TV. So what would be your adjective for that? It's a good TV, right? Because it goes good, better, best. We don't say goodest. So the top one would be a good TV. And then it's giving you the answer to the second part, and that's a better TV. So your superlative would be the best TV. Okay? So that you can see them all together, I'm going to put okay, an expensive desk, a more expensive desk, and the most expensive desk. A good TV, a better TV, and the best TV. Okay, so if you didn't, go ahead and stop your video if you need to and make any corrections, and then come back and we'll move on to part 4. Okay, so we're back and we're doing part 4. Once again, we're doing the superlatives. So you're given a clothing for today's woman. I guess that might be a clipping from a magazine or a catalog. And then we see A is a jean skirt for $40. B is a tennis skirt for $55. And C is an evening skirt for $150. So number 1 says, which skirt is the most expensive? So we're writing out in whole sentences. The evening skirt is the most expensive. So let me get it ready here because I'm going to do number 2 with you. Okay, the skirt, which skirt is the longest? The evening skirt is the longest. Okay, and then number 3 says, which skirt is the cheapest? And we can look at the prices and know the jeans skirt is the cheapest, right? And, whoa, went too far. And number 4, which skirt is the shortest? The tennis skirt. Shirt is the shortest. All right, so those are your answers for 2, 3, and 4. Once again, if you need to, you're welcome to stop the video and make any corrections that you need to. When you're finished with that, go ahead and put your workbooks away and get your student book out, and we will pick up with your student book. Okay, guys, we're back. Let's go and take your student books, the ones we use in class, and turn to page 89. Page 89. And there's a picture at the top of the page. What do you see in that picture? I'll pull it up here so you know I'm talking about this one right here. Okay. What kinds of things do we see in that picture? It's like a outdoor shopping center, right? And we see there's people walking around. We see the man. He's holding a shopping bag, and we see the signs above the stores. They say Madison's and Chloe's Boutique and Mega Store. Which store is having a sale? Which store is having a sale? It would be Madison's Boutique, Madison's, because you see the sale sign above it. So we know that there's a sale going on there. All right. What are the people doing? What are the people doing? They are shopping. They are shopping. Okay, let's look at the blue bubble where it talks about useful language. And it says it has low prices and it has cheap prices. So when you're talking about prices and you use the words low and cheap, it means the same thing. Okay, so low, when you hear low prices, it means the same thing as they have cheap prices. So you're going to pay less money. Okay, so let's go ahead and you can use your QR reader and play the track for part B and then fill it out and then come back and then we can go over it together. Okay, so I'm going to make myself small in the corner, and I'm going to scroll this down a little bit so we have room, and let's go over the answers. So A says, this is the newest shopping mall in the city. It's great. So we're always going to use superlatives for this one. So we take, new is going to be newest, right? So let's look at number 2. Where's good place to buy clothes? So the superlative of as good is best. So where is the best place to buy clothes? And number 3, tab that over. Well, there are 3 clothing stores. Mega store is big. What's the superlative of big? Biggest. And remember, for biggest, we use 2 G's for that, right? We talked about how to write some of these superlatives earlier. So Megastore is the biggest one. It usually has low. What's the superlative of low? Lowest, right? Number 5. It usually has the lowest prices, but it's crowded. I never go there. So the superlative for crowded is the most crowded. Right? We don't add EST on that one. And number 6. What about Cleo's Boutique? Cleo's Boutique is beautiful. It's the most beautiful. Cleo's Boutique is the most beautiful store. It's nice, but it's the most expensive. So most expensive is your superlative. And let's look at number 8. What about Madison's? Well, it's small, but it's my favorite. What's your superlative small? Is the smallest, right? And we don't have to double the L because it's already done when we spell that. It has the nice clothes, the nicest. closed is your superlative. And the friendly salesperson, the friendliest. Okay, so remember for friendly, when we have a Y, we need to get rid of that Y, change it to an I, and then add our EST. So anytime we have a Y, we need to be removing it and adding our EST. Okay, so now what I would like for you to do is pause your video and practice asking and answering those questions with a partner for fluency. If you don't have a partner, just practice reading them aloud, and that gives you practice with reading and speaking. Once you're finished, go ahead and come back so that you can sign back in, and leave your comments at the bottom so you get counted as having watched the video, and it counts as your attendance. And I think that's it for Wednesday, April 23rd, and I will see you next Monday.